Okay, my name's Patty. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I have three children, Kathleen, who is 7, Alex, who will be 6 in May, and Keaton, who is 3 years old. This video diary is mostly for Alex, but I'm sure that I'll share stuff about Kathleen and Keaton as well, more so that Alex knows about them than anything else. When I gave birth to Alex back in '05, my depression, postpartum depression, got really, really bad. The doctor suggested that Nate take care of Alex for a couple months, just until I could get my medication straight. Alex went to live with him, and after 6 months, I said, okay, you know what, it's time for him to start coming back home. So my plan was to have Alex come home for a week, and then go back to Nate's, and then come home for 2 weeks until Alex was completely adjusted to being home with Mommy and his family here in Cleveland. Well, Nate said no, and he refused for me to get Alex back. That's when the visits started becoming shorter, further apart, and over the last 6 years, they've just become his way of manipulating me. I had tried to be back with him, more so for Alex than anything else. I really don't have any feelings for him. I never really did. Being with a man wasn't what I wanted for the rest of my life. But I always tried to put my children first. Eventually, when Alex was 3, we went to court for custody. Nate's family paid for him to get this big lawyer. I didn't even know I needed a lawyer. I thought it was just going in front of a magistrate for, like, counseling or whatever you want to call it, like to figure something out, to try to come to an agreement. And I showed up with nothing. Nate's family made me look like a psychopath. They made me look like a terrible mother. They made my family look like a terrible family. They told the judge that they feared for Alex's safety when he was with my family. And I lost custody of Alex. I had 4 hours every 2 weeks, which was 2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday of every other weekend, supervised visitation with my son by a social worker, or if Nate agreed to it, I could have that at his house without the social worker. On top of the child support, it was $150 if I wanted to do it with the social worker. So basically, I had to kiss Nate's ass if I didn't want to shell out that money, and it just really sucked. Anyways, I've sent cards, I've sent letters, I've made phone calls, I've tried to do visits, but Nate just doesn't open up that door for me and let me be a part of his life, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I hurt him. I don't know if it's because he really thinks I'm an unfit mother, but I have Kathleen, who's 7, and she is amazingly taken care of, and she's got great family in Ohio or in Cleveland, and I just wish that Alex could see that part of the family as well. It really hurts because my grandma, who I share a birthday with, is 92 this year. Yikes. And Alex hasn't really seen her since he was born. It just seems like his family has tried to take control of the situation ever since I moved down there the first time. But anyways, I have this on YouTube, and I have a blog that I'm keeping alongside too. Sometimes when I'm really, really upset and I just cry, like I can't type, so I'll do a video blog. Other times I'll write up a blog and just let you guys know that there's a new one out there. But the blog link is on my YouTube account, and if anybody else out there is having issues like this, please feel free to comment or contact me, because I swear to God, sometimes it feels like I'm the only one dealing with this shit. And Nate has just made my life a living hell, and I don't want to deal with it anymore, because I don't think it's fair to Alex. I don't think it's fair to Kathleen. I don't think it's fair to Alex because he has 2 siblings, Kathleen and Keaton, that he has every right to know and every right to get to know. You know, I have my own home now, and I want Alex to be able to come over and come visit and spend the night and play with Kathleen and go to the park with us, and we live right by the zoo, and go to the zoo with us. And Nate has just made me out to look like this horrible monster, and I refuse to sit there and have other people read what he texts me and have other people hear what he says to me, but they don't stick up for me. Instead, they feel like they need to stay in the background so that they can still have a relationship with Alex. And I've had people tell me that, I won't say who, but I've had people tell me, you know, look at it from my view. If I say anything, then I lose Alex. And I just think, you know, for 9 months, I had Alex in my stomach 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To go from that to not having much of him, and to not being able to talk to him every day, and not being able to know how that these are things that he's contempt of court, but not have the money for a lawyer to have a lawyer. I want my son. It's hard. I wouldn't do Alex any good. But I want to be able to say, by weekend I need to come get him, and okay, come pick him up on Friday and bring him home Sunday evening, and have that weekend with him so we can play and we can do, and we can go out and go to the zoo or whatever we want to do. And it's just so hard to know that Nate is hindering us. And I want to know why. I want answers, but anytime I try to bring it up to Nate and talk to him, he just tells me what a worthless mother I am and how I've never been there. But when I remind him that there's been times that I've tried to come down and visit, and an hour into the drive, which is only 2.5, 3 hour drive, he's telling me to turn around. Well, that's wasted gas money. That's gas money I can't get back. And it's just so hard. And last year I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and I had my gallbladder out, so I wasn't able to drive. So for this last year, I've only seen him twice. Those are the only times I've actually been able to attempt to go see him because of the stuff that's going on with me. But I've tried to get people to take me down. I've asked my mom all the time, but she has a life too. She can't be dependent. I can't be dependent on her to take me to see my son. But it's hard because I do love Alex so much and I want to see him. And I can't. It's not that I don't want to. I want more than anything to see my son and to hold him and just to tell him that I love him. Like, it's hard because this last week I just had nightmare after nightmare. And I just think that someday I want to have more kids, but then I think that I can't because I feel like I've shorted Alex so much, but I know it's not my fault. But I still know that I've shorted Alex, and it's not fair to have another kid and give all this love to them when I haven't been able to give it to Alex. Thankfully, I have somebody in my life who is amazing and helps me through this stuff, but I know that it wears on him too because as much as I love Andrew and as much as he can put up with me, it's just like this thing with Alex is an everyday thing now. And anyways, this whole blog is to tell him about those things and to tell him how much I love him and how much I miss him, how much I want to be there for him for his T-ball games and for his parent-teacher conference and all that stuff. But that's really all I can say for now because I feel like I'm going to have a breakdown. But I'll post more videos. I have to do another one about the phone call this morning, and then I'll do one as much as I can. Other than that, I'll just be blogging, so check out the blog. Thanks. Bye. I love you, baby.